are worse than Kirk Cousins. You are only you are a good to terrible quarterback.
Like solid to average, and then there's guys that are like a lot below that.
Okay, we'll do solid to average. We'll do solid to average if you're below Kirk
So
Cousins.
so from Kirk Cousins it'd be like you're like in like below Kirk Cousins, like you're kind of like in like for example like the Geno Smith, like that type of like
yeah.
like kind of like around that type of tier.
Okay, so let me ask both you guys now. Where's Dak on? Is Dak above Kirk Cousins or is he below Kirk Cousins?
I would say he's below, like because Kirk had a really good year before the Achilles injury this year.
Yeah, I'd say slightly below. Kirk's done so much this year, especially without JJ this year too. That really has sent me like, yo, like.
Yeah, he was balling out was balling out of control. Like when Justin Jefferson hurt.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it. That says everything I needed to know about Dak Prescott right there. You know, I seriously, I mean, there you have it. Dak Prescott is a lower level quarterback, lower tier quarterback than Kirk Cousins. That told me everything I needed to know about Dak Prescott. Do you keep him if you're Dallas based on what we just said? Does Dallas keep him?
I don't think so. I would not keep him. Not after this year.
Depends on who you can get to replace him. Like, are you gonna try to go a cheaper route? Maybe try to bring in like a Russell Wilson or somebody like that, or Kirk Cousins.
I was gonna say Kirk Cousins is a free agent after this year.
I think that if you are the Cowboys, it's time for Dak to go. Honestly, and the reason why I say that is Dallas Cowboy fans will never let this go. They'll never let this go. It's not just that they lost. It ain't even just that they got their asses kicked. It's that they did not put up a fight. And this is the third year in a row now that we see Dak Prescott being what's that?
Like this at home too.
And at home. This is the third time we've seen Dak Prescott fold when it mattered most. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys fans ever forgive Dak Prescott for that. And I think because of that, it's time for him to go. Like you said, you got guys like Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, who are better quarterbacks than him. Why not take a chance with him? Why not take a chance with a Kirk Cousins who, like you guys just said, been balling? Get somebody like a Bill Belichick. Tell Jerry Jones to mind his own business, get out of his own way, and see what happens.
Good luck with that.
I know. Last part. But it needs to happen. Someone got to tell. I mean, who's going to tell the billionaire? You know, who's going to tell the billionaire he's getting in the way of the team's success? I know that's definitely hard to do, but man, Jerry Jones, bro, I'm sorry. Like if you're trying to win a championship, and I never seen a Dallas Cowboys championship. I can't even remember. I don't even think they've won in my lifetime.
It's not going to be with Dak.
We were like babies, and we were like I think a year or two old. Like it was like It was like January '96.
The last time they won.
Was that like Troy Aikman days? What was that?
Yeah. Troy Aikman days.
Okay,
January of 1996 was the last time. Wow. You know what I was doing in January of 1996?
Huh.
I don't know because I don't remember. I don't even think I was 2 yet. I think I was creeping up on 2. Man, my dad probably had more hair than I do right now back in 1996. Like, what? That's insane. You've been that long, and you see, that lets me know that Jerry Jones wants to win his way. It's not just about winning, because if it was really about winning, he'd go all in, and he would take a step back. There's no way you haven't won in almost 30 years, and you keep thinking like, well, if I keep doing it the way I've been doing it this whole time, it's going to win. Jerry Jones won when he had a head coach that was telling him to back off. Just saying. Just saying.
Or just let him do his job.
Let him do back off. Let him do his thing. Let him do his job. Exactly. Back off, Jerry. And what? Jerry, what happened? Jerry wasn't getting the love, he wasn't getting the praise, and he let him go. Let him go.
I mean, that's what eventually did Belichick in, is trying to be like the GM and the coach instead of just trying to do both. Like, I mean, it worked for a while, but then after a while, he made.
You mean it worked when Tom Brady was there?
No, but he made a lot. But he made a lot of bad picks after a while. Like he could never get a good receiver. I mean, he would draft like solid defensive guys. He would draft a lot of great defensive players, but he just never got receiver right. But after over time, but But anyway, no, like I don't know if we wanted to get into some of the other games or.
Oh yeah.
We gotta talk about the Steelers.
Oh, do we? Just kidding. Nah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest, we weren't going to win that game to begin with, especially with TJ not playing. I mean, that's simple to me. I mean, if you look at our last 7 years, we haven't had a playoff win. We're 0-5 our last 5 playoff games. Yeah, Tomlin. It's not working so far, man. Tom's got one more year, man.
He's coming back. He just told the team he's coming back for 2024.
I'm really looking forward to see what Tomlin's going to do this next year, man. If he's really going to try, is he really that hungry? Like,
I mean, you know what though? Can the man get some offensive pieces?
Seriously.
I mean, like,
because go ahead.
Najee Harris is cool. Like, that's a piece. But he needs some pieces.
He's all
right.
Like he's okay. Like, he can be hit or miss, man.
For a first round pick, though, it's not great.
Because they use a first round pick on a running back. Like if you use a first round pick on a running back, if it's modern era, like he has to hit.
Yeah. And like,
I mean, who's the general manager for the Steelers? I mean, can we get on him a little bit? Like
Omar Khan.
Everybody talks about Coach T. And I'm just like, like every time I look at the Steelers, they play hard. I couldn't tell you who their receivers are, though. I can't tell you who the quarterback is. I mean, like seriously, like can the man get some pieces? Not a piece, not a first round pick that you throw on a running back in an era where you clearly have to have a dynamic QB receiver duo. Can the man get some offensive pieces, and then can we judge him? I mean, I've never seen somebody do a lot with such little.
I mean, but at the end of the day, like, as an organization, like I'm pretty sure you can test this, know, like as a Steelers fan, like anytime like you lose like your franchise quarterback, like when the franchise quarterback like Big Ben retires, it's always going to be a lot difficult to replace him. The Green Bay Packers, where they had seamless transitions from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. That's a lot more rare. You usually don't get those type of seamless transitions at quarterback. So unfortunately, Tom is just dealing with the reality they drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round, hoping that he was going to be that next guy. And so far, he hasn't really shown flashes of being a franchise quarterback that's going to be your guy long term. So unfortunately, Tomlin's making do with what he has. Yes, they have some guys on defense, but I mean, it's in an offensive-driven league. You got to score points in this league, man.
Yep, simple. And it's just it was the worst year to draft a quarterback too when we drafted Pickett.
Yeah.
Like that was the worst quarterback class like in history. It was like, dog, if we waited till like next year's quarterback class, I would be like, oh, that'd be beautiful. But like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not a Steelers fan, but I will say this, Randall. I hear you, but even when he had Big Ben stayed like 2 years too late.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying we have to get on the GM for a little bit, right? Because how did you not have?
Sorry, this is just saying like this is the Omar Khan, our GM. This is his first year, so we had a different GM with Dan Colbert before that.
Oh, well, I see why he was fired. Because how do you not have a succession plan in place? Like, I'm not saying you have to get your next quarterback of the future, but we was all looking at Big Ben like, yo, this man can't even like run no more. Like he can barely throw the ball. Like he's just in the pocket throwing that thing, right? I mean, like, how did you not see that and go like, okay, we got to start preparing.
And that's why we got rid of Colbert, because he was way too conservative. And then with Omar Khan, I will give him he had a good draft this last year. We got Broderick Jones first, Joey Porter Jr. second, who's great.
I love Joey Porter.
We got freaking Keanu Benson third, nose tackle. He had a great draft. And then I'm looking forward to see what he'll do from there, because he actually made a lot of offseason acquisitions too. Like Colbert wouldn't do shit. Like the last big acquisition Colbert did was get Minka. That's it.
Oh wow, okay. Thank you for educating me on that, because I didn't.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I was about to say, I'm like, man, he can't keep getting away with this. That's why. Thank you for educating me on that. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the Steelers then got some young pieces, and are they a quarterback away, Noah, or are they a few more pieces away?
No, we need more. We need DBs. We need linebackers. Our D line's getting pretty old. We need to keep building the O line. We need a lot more. But I do think that a competent quarterback would help us a lot. Then more than Mason Rudolph would be good. So yeah.
Well, shoot. I mean, hey, yo, shout out to your boy Jack, because my team's out, and somehow the Bills, Buffalo Bills, who at that time weren't even on the playoff radar, not only are they second, they're going to the divisional, which is going to be a great game against Kansas City. I guess I'll talk about my team because my team lost as well. It was an up and down season for the Rams. The fact that we made the playoffs was cool. To me, it was championship or bust, Super Bowl or bust. That's how I felt, man. Because last year was the Super Bowl hangover season. This year, I know, Randall, I know, but like I'm just thinking of it I'm thinking of windows. I know we didn't have the defense that we had. I don't know if Aaron Donald. I don't know. He might be on his way out. But I still felt like if there was one more season that where you bring the boys back, I thought it was this season. Now I know Matthew Stafford, he played out of his mind against the Lions. Puka definitely got held on that third down, which was messed up, man. Like you don't call it when you call it when you shouldn't call it, and then you don't call it when you should call it. It's been the story all year with the refs. That's a whole other terrible, man. So that was bad, But I say this: we got a bright spot with Puka. He should be co-rookie of the year, man. In my opinion, he was special. Cooper Kupp, I think he took a couple steps back this year, but he was still formidable. I did not like that they always try to get him the ball in the red zone. That was pissing me off. That was really pissing me off, man. Sean McVay, I mean, did he get out coached? I don't know if he got out coached, but I think some of his play calling was complacent, and some of his play calling was a little bit predictable after a while. Overall, I think it was a so-so year. Like I said, for me, it was a bust because I wanted them to at least. I was after the Dallas had lost. I was like, yo, like I think I hit both you guys up. I was like, the path to the NFC Championship was so clear because we're not losing to Detroit. But kudos and shout out to Jared Goff. I do like seeing the revenge games. I do like when people count somebody out and they, now they get to count. See what I did there? But I do like that. Detroit's defense showed up. Overall, Rams will get back to the drawing board. Kyron Williams, he got hurt. Tyler Higbee, dirty play. That was a dirty play. I don't care what anyone says. That was BS. That was dirty.
It's like
going for the
you
knees,
can't hit
man.
guys high. You can't hit guys low. It's like
you can't go for the knees. I'm sorry. Like I speak on experience.
Man. That just I don't know, man. I just tore his ACL. I don't know if you guys heard about that. ACL torn ACL. Just grimy, but all right. I get it. It's grown man football. All right. Overall, though, I hopefully we bounce back, and I really don't know where we go from here. I really don't. I know we need to get better on defense. I think our secondary, we need to improve on our secondary. Maybe if we can, I don't know about draft picks, but maybe if we can trade for somebody, get maybe a dynamic guy in there, another dog in there. I don't know.
Well, I think, as far as I think your expectations going into this year were a lot higher than a lot of most NFL fans. Like a lot of people. The Rams won 5 games last year, so if you look at it from that perspective, they doubled their win total from a year ago.
But everybody was hurt though. It wasn't like we were just playing bad and we were getting beat up on. We were hurt.
Yeah, but then again, you guys also traded away Jalen Ramsey. You guys didn't really have a lot of cap space to really bring in free agents or anything like that. So you guys are pretty much leaning on a bunch of rookies and young guys. So if you look at it from that perspective, I think Sean McVay did a hell of a job. Because basically the only notable names on the Rams was Matthew Stafford, going into the season, it was Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, and a bunch of kids. We didn't know Puka Nacua. We didn't know Kyron Williams. We didn't know any of these. We didn't know any of those guys. But those guys stepped, and Kobe Turner, even on defense, he had more sacks than Aaron Donald this year. Those guys, those young guys stepped it up this year, and then now going into this offseason, the Rams finally have a first round pick for the first